Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of You Can Have It All. I'm your girl, Leslie T. Mitchell. And so I'm excited. Again, we're doing our third You Can Have It live stream talking about our new devotional that's going to be coming out, Rise, Pray, and Slay. And so we're here with another author spotlight. We have three of our fabulous, phenomenal, awesome authors on with us this evening. But before we get started, we want you guys just to share our broadcast, invite. And so I'm gonna give y'all a few moments to do all of that. And y'all know how we do it. If you watch, you can have it all streaming on LTM TV channel via Everyday Woman's TV network. Y'all know if you are new, we are now family. Y'all my cousins. That's how we get down over here at You Can Have It All. And so listen, I know I've been blowing y'all up on social media. Y'all been checking out all of the promos happening for the Rise, Pray, and Slay devotional. We are so excited to be able to launch something of this magnitude with 15, including myself, amazing men and women of God. And so we're going to jump into this thing. I'm going to share the broadcast myself. I want y'all to share. And so as we are sharing the broadcast, we're going to start off with one of our authors. So I'm just going to have the ladies just to come on and introduce themselves. They can tell you whatever it is they want to share about themselves. So we're going to start off with Miss Jalen Mitchell. Miss Jalen Mitchell in the house.
Okay. Hey, everybody. My name is Jalen Mitchell. I'm 22 years old, and I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm a recent college graduate from the best HBCU ever, Tennessee State University, and I graduated with a degree in public health and dental hygiene. So right now, I'm just studying for my boards to become an official licensed hygienist, and that's a little bit about me.
Awesome. All right, Miss Jalen. And so we are going to, we have beautiful Miss Yvonne Crump Wright. And so we're going to turn it over to you and let you tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everyone. Well, she just introduced me, Yvonne Crumbright, and I am from Detroit, Michigan. I actually, yay, a retired Detroit Public School special education teacher as of June 13th. So I'm just soaking that all in and enjoying it. I have a phenomenal family. And actually, Leslie is my first cousin. Um, and so I just want to say hello, everyone.
All right. So listen, newly retired, celebrating her retirement from the Detroit Public School System. Listen, honey, that's big, right? So y'all, we got to clap it up. We got to give her some love in the chat with that. Because that is amazing. And then we have Miss Jalen over here, studying and taking her licensing for dental hygiene, would be a dental hygienist. And y'all, she passed her first test, so we're gonna give her some love, right? Woo-hoo! So we're excited for her and what she has going on. And then we are going to introduce Miss Deborah Cleveland. Think about, oh Lord, y'all, these two ladies, Jalen a little bit, they acting like they shy and all of that, but listen, they got this, right? And so Miss Deborah Cleveland, we're gonna turn it over to you.
Okay, she just introduced me as Deborah Cleveland. I'm originally from Orlando, Florida, grew up in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, relocated to Georgia. So I'm a Georgia peach now. I've been in education for 21 years, working with special education students. I'm a vocational trainer now, working with individuals, helping our students with disabilities find entry-level employment. I appreciate Leslie for inviting me to be a first-time author. It took her to pull teeth and bones to get me a part of it, but because like as she stated, I'm very shy. She kind of like almost gave up on me, but that's why she didn't, because she know I'm a little fractured. But she knows she has to deal with folks that's a little fraction. And we'll get more into that as this interview goes on.
See, listen, she already opened up and warmed up already. Ain't nothing shy about her. She telling the people I drug her into the book and everything. I might have had to twist their arms a little bit. And so that leads us to actually our next, our next topic or our next question. So I wanted to ask the ladies, How did you become a part of Rise, Pray, and Slay? And before we do that, I always like to let people know how Rise, Pray, and Slay came about. This may be your first time watching us live, and so I always want to give a backdrop into how this whole Rise, Pray, and Slay movement started. And so it was back probably I think in 2018. 2019, I was in a business. Everybody know me. I was in the credit space for years, and I had a team, a large team in the credit space. And I had decided with our team, a God had gave me a download that our team would meet in the mornings to, just for motivation, to encourage one another. So we would have team calls every morning at 7 a.m. What we're going to do for the day, our goals, and just lay things out, and that we're all starting off on the same page. And that call quickly, it kind of evolved into an inspirational, motivational, and then we started ending the call in prayer. And so it evolved over time. And then I had other leaders on my team. They would speak on the call certain days. And so everybody actually had a particular day that we were responsible for having the call. Well, in 2022, God transitioned me from that platform, from that business. And I still was doing the call. But initially, I was going to stop doing the call because I was really no longer in the business. But I still continued to do the call because I love the call. And then God told me, hey, I need for you to open this call up to the masses. This call is no longer just about your business, just about the team, but I need for you to open this call up and to allow anyone to be a part of the team, a part of the call, a call of Rise, Pray, and Slay. And so that's where we are, how Rise, Pray, and Slay came all about. And then this year, I was God was talking to me about writing a book and a devotional, and I was initially going to do it all by myself, right? Because I have a lot of devotionals already written, and nope, the Holy Spirit was like, "This is not just going to be you writing this book, but I want you to open this book up to those individuals who are a part of the Rise, Pray, and Slay family." And so I reached out to everyone in the group and say, "Hey, we're about to do a devotional. Who wants to be a part?" And so 14 of them said yes, right? They may have had to get a little arm twisting a little bit here and there, but they said yes. And so that's where we are today. So I want them to tell you, how they got involved with Rise, Pray, and Slay and what led them to say yes to being a part of this devotional. So Jalen, let's go to you.
Okay, so the reason I joined the Rise, Pray, and Slay devotional is honestly because I didn't really have a choice. Um, Miss Leslie is my mom. So when she asked me to do it, I was like, I don't want to do that. That's not something I would ever see myself really doing, getting up in the morning, getting on calls, talking. I like to sleep. I do. I like all my 8 hours. But once she, twisted my arm a little bit, and I was like, okay. So I started talking on the calls. And once I started talking on the calls, I'm like, I can't really hold this testimony to myself. I feel like it's other people, especially my age and this generation, they aren't really crazy about God right now. They're kind of just trying to get through life. But in order to get through life, you got to go to God first. And that's what I'm trying to get my generation to understand. So that's really the main reason why I said yes to Rise, Pray, Slay.
Oh, yeah, Jalen, she's telling the truth. Like she was like, that is 6 a.m. for me. So I don't know if I
It's
can get
7
up.
for everybody else, but 6 for me.
Like, I don't know if I can get up that early. But we thank God that she did say yes, right? And when it came to and to being fair to Jalen, when it came to being a part of the devotion, she immediately said yes, right? It was just initially getting involved in Rise, Pray, and Slay because it requires her to be up at 6 a.m. On her time zone. But the book, she was like, oh yeah, I'm good for that. I can do that. And so we thank God for Jalen. And the one thing I always like to tell people with our call, Rise, Pray, and Slay, that we have Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., like it spans generations, right? And so we have college young adults, I would say, on our call all the way up to what I like to call my seasoned saints, at like 85, 86 years old. So, that just shows you, God word, his word can touch anyone at any age. And that's a great thing that I love about the call. All right. So, Yvonne, we're going to go to you. How did you get a part of Rise, Pray, and Slay and all of that?
Well, hi. How I became a part is because of you, Lynn. She invited me into joining Rise, Pray, and Slay. And this was actually, I want to say, a little over a year ago. And what happened is my aunt our aunt who became ill, we went down to visit her, and we stayed at Leslie's house. Well, when we come there, we come and stay anyway with her. But that was just seemed to me the perfect opportunity because she has a room and she's in there and she's on the call in the morning. So I said, okay, let me join because I've gotten the invitation. So that's how it started. And I'm telling you, I have not stopped. I have to be to work. Well, I did have to be to work at 7:30. I was on my way to work. I'm on the call. It's just like I just couldn't miss it because there was so many benefits. And one thing I remember Leslie saying, and she continued to say it, she just believed, God has given her this vision, and she's believing that we're going to see signs, wonders, and miracles. And when I tell you over the course of this year, I've seen one, I'll share one right now, that God, He wiped out 300, almost 300,000, and when you add the interest, up to almost 400,000 in student debt. That's a miracle. I mean, I was hoping I could get it, but I'll say this. I never paid them a dime. I never even made payment. I never paid on the loan. So that to me, and not only that, we're hearing all these other testimonies. And what we're doing is we're glorifying God. When she said rise, pray, and slay, that's what we're doing. We're rising. I'm still doing it. I just recently retired, but I dare not because I can't. I just feel so compelled to still set the clock every morning to be on this call. And people, as we go through things, you have people praying for you, people are sharing their testimonies, and people are also sharing the word as God gives it to them. So that's how I became involved. And then next question is, why did I say yes to the devotional?
Yes.
Let me tell you. First of all, I was like, author, like I always hear, I'm always so happy. Like, oh, they wrote a book. And to me, it was not me. I think that's beautiful, but I don't feel like I can do something like that. So what made me say yes is because it was a collaborative effort. I didn't have to do the whole thing. Then she was like, you can do it because she calls on us sometimes to share something that God gives us. So she said, girl, you already have, you've been sharing some things, so you already have it. Just tweak it. So that's why I said yes.
Awesome. Yes. And so, yeah, so Yvonne, like she said, she is actually my first cousin. And I'm just excited to have her a part of the Rise, Pray, and Slay movement, the Rise, Pray, and Slay family. She has been blessing us on the calls sometimes. And so I was excited when she said, yes to the book. And just like she said, she already had material, right? Because when we do our messages in the morning, you can use it as a foundation. So I'm excited. Now, Deborah, she kind of told y'all that I twisted her arm a little bit. She kind of told y'all that already, right? But we're gonna go back to her, how did she become a part of the Rise Praying family, Slaying family, and then she could tell y'all really why she said yes to the book. It wasn't just because I twisted her arm.
Of course not. Okay, actually, Leslie had been sending me text messages stating that, join the Rise, Pray, and Slay morning worship. And I had been avoiding it because I was actually taking care of my mom. I was kind of like going through it. And I just kind of like isolated myself from everybody because I was just like, just in one of those zones, I do believe in God. I trust in God. I know that He's a healer. And that's what I was focusing on. And I didn't want anything to distract that when it came to my mom. So I gave her my 100% while she was here. Leslie came to visit last Thanksgiving and we connected. We hadn't been connecting. She would come to Atlanta. We'll miss one another. But this particular time she visited, we actually connected. Leslie and I prayed. She prayed with me. She anointed my whole entire place, my mom's room. Every door post, every windowsill, everywhere she anointed everything. And she told me, it's going to be all right. I say, I know. But deep down inside, I'm saying, She kept saying, it's going to be all right. Let go and let God. Let go and let God. You trying to be in control. You trying to handle everything. Let go and let God. So to say that's one reason why I joined. In addition to that, James 3, and reminds me of Leslie so much. James 3:18. Peacemakers who sow in peace reap a harvest of righteousness. Okay? And that's Leslie. That is Leslie. Everything that she touches manifests. Everything. So you thought I wasn't going to be a part of this? So that's the reason why I agreed to participate with Rise, Pray, and Slay.
Oh my gosh. Listen, y'all, this is just to hear the see, listen, y'all, this is what it's about. And I always tell people, this has nothing to do with me, right? It's just me being obedient, right, to God, and us being obedient as a collective to do this journal, to do this devotional. And so, in this devotional, y'all, you're going to hear these testimonies. You're going to read, right, the testimonies and just what God has downloaded into each and every one of us. And I just give God glory because, like I said, I'm just a vessel, right? We're just vessels with this Rise, Pray, and Slay book, right? With this devotion. We're just vessels. And we know that whatever God ordains, he's going to bless, right? And so we're excited. It's going to be coming out. Like I said, I've been blowing y'all up. We have been blowing y'all up. When y'all see the flyers, y'all see the videos, please share them because we want this to go out to the masses, because I truly believe this, we always say things are going to change our lives, right? It's going to transform us. But I truly believe that because of our commitment, because of the work we put in, because I see the transformation of individuals, even on the Rise, Pray, and Slay call every morning, I know God is going to transform people's mindsets, right? He's going to transform their beliefs. That, things are going to shift for you when you get this devotion. I'm not just saying that, haphazardly to make you get this devotion, but I'm telling you, no one has read the devotionals except myself and Greg, because Greg is the editor. But they were blessing me, the devotionals. And so this thing is bigger than us, right? And that's the thing that I love. Even what Yvonne said, like, we came together as a collective to do this for God's kingdom. It's not that we are so special, right? It's not that, we are so perfect, because we are flawed, right? And we're going to be transparent. That's the thing I love about in talking about the Rise, Pray, and Slay family. We're so transparent because a lot of times, people want to mask, things, right? We want to look, like we got it going on, like we're holier than now, but we go through stuff, right? We're not perfect. And so it's a platform, it's a place for us to come together to share our imperfections, but to also to uplift and encourage, one another. And, like I said, I'm looking at the comments. Greg mentioned your husband. Yeah, Greg mentioned my husband, y'all. Edit the book. And so I just thank God for each one of them saying yes to being a part, of Rise, Pray, and Slay. And so, as we continue our, question, our discussion tonight, I just want you guys to just share anything, that's being led on your heart to share about, what God is doing in your life, or, just for example, like Deborah, like she said, she's kind of shy, right? And even when I ask people to be on the call, it's not me, right? I pray and ask God, who should be on the call this week, right? Who should we reach out to and have speak this week? And so a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't know if I can do it, right? And I'm like, God gonna give you a word, right? God gonna, help you through it. We're family. And so for me, just to see, like I said, the growth in all of us, right? To see the growth in all of us is just truly amazing. It's nobody but God. Y'all know I love Jesus, so I'm always going to be talking about God, right? But let's just, ladies, let's kind of, anything that stands out for you, anything that you want to share, your journey, anything that's, God is giving you to speak, to our people, to the audience today about the devotional, what you think, the devotional is going to mean to them, what is it, just being a part of it, what it has already done for you, anything you want to share.
Yes. For me, something that C.S. Miller stated, true humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. And that's what I take from this here. Thinking of myself less. And something that Yvonne stated, I was so involved with taking care of my mom, and I'm just going back, so involved with taking care of my mom. And I heard her state that her loan had been forgiven. It was, I think, March, April, when you mentioned that?
I believe so.
Yes.
I'm like thinking like, wow, her loan was forgiven. So I start like going through my mail that was high. Like, let me check to see if my loans have been forgiven. Sure enough, Received it January the 16th, stating that my loans had been forgiven, $206,000. Had no idea that God had already blessed me.
Hmm.
So I couldn't help but, again, be a part of this journey.
Yes. Yes. Oh, that's huge. That's so huge. Oh man, that's so huge. Jay, you want to say anything?
I'm trying to think of something to say.
Well, you might want to tell a little bit of your testimony. I always say I was going to share let you share your own story, your own testimony. But the thing about it is, like, the things that we go through, right? We always say on our call is not just for us, right? We go through those things so that we can be a witness, so we can help somebody else, so we can tell and testify to somebody else that if God can bring us through that, if God can bless us in that magnitude, if you can get over $400,000 of student loans, deleted, wiped out, over $200,000 of student loans deleted, wiped out without having to do anything, that's nobody but God, right? And if he can do it for you, he can do it for somebody else, because we know he's no respecter of person. And so it's just a blessing to be able to share your story, right? To share our testimonies, because that's how people overcome by our testimonies. I don't know if Vaughn, you want to jump
I
in?
do. Yeah, what has, well, a lot of things, but the commitment
Mm-hmm.
from what I've seen for the year that the same people are joining every morning to glorify God. We start off with prayer and everybody just prays in their own way. And then there's a word that is shared um, during this time. And then we have every Friday is brag on God.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we get a chance to really go all in because God is truly good and He's good all the time. And then the third thing I want to talk about is that Leslie has, she always says, you need to add anyone to the prayer list. So I actually have a few of my church members that I have their names on there. And I've added other people as well as other people that are part of Rise, Pray, and Select. And then the joy that, someone will say, well, you can take this person's name off the list because they are either out of the hospital or they've been healed. We had one person that was severely burnt all over their body, and they stayed in the hospital for months and months and months, but they've been released. They're doing better. So just even to intercede for people, and so as the names on the list, I don't know everybody that's on the list, but we're praying for these people. So it's just so much joy, and then you see these people come off the list, or just to keep praying for them until they get their breakthrough. So it has been
Amen.
just wow. Oh my God, it's been awesome.
Yes. 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 So true. Yes. Jay, what about you?
I guess I'll share a little testimony, maybe two.
Okay.
Because that's really what made me like say, "Oh my gosh, like God is real." Like this, it's just no if, ands, or buts about it. This past May, I almost didn't graduate from college. My professors were like, "You're not gonna make it. I think you should stay an extra semester." And I'm like, "No." I already said an extra year, but I'm not gonna lie. I was worried. I was like, I don't. I started doubting. I'm like, I don't know. Sure enough, I was able to walk and I was able to finish. And that's just the time where like God made a way out of no way. Because I was like, it's no way I'm gonna come back from this. I have no idea. So he made a way. Same thing with my car getting stolen. Because many of y'all know my car did get stolen after graduation. That's the worst time because like you think you accomplished something, you good. Wake up next day, car gone. I'm like, wow. I started stressing. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I gotta go to work. Like, so about maybe 10 days later, when I tell you y'all that was the most I ever prayed, I was like, I hope people get caught. I hope they go to jail. Like I was going in. And sure and lo and behold, they caught them. They are in jail. And I also got a new car. You can what my mama say, don't mess with a child of God.
Okay.
So then and there just really showed me that like God is real. And when I tell people that, my friends that, people are like, wow, like and also I don't know if y'all follow me on Instagram. I do post Bible quotes every day. And it's crazy how people really like look forward to that. People really are like, if I go a day without posting, like, why you post yesterday? I'm like, dang. But it's like it's bigger than me. I don't post for me anymore. I post for others just to let people know like God is real. Turn to God. If you ever going through anything, nobody can get you through anything but God. So that's just something I'm trying to stress a lot. So yeah, that's basically it.
Amen, Jay. Thank all of you all for sharing your testimony, sharing some of your testimonies, and that's really what this devotional is really all about, right? It's really about letting you in on what God has done for us and what He can do for you. And so it's been an amazing journey with this devotional, writing it. We're coming up to releasing it. We're going to be having our virtual launch party on September the 30th. So when y'all see the link drop on Monday, you want to run and sign up for it, because we are going to have fun. It is going to be a party. We're going to have some giveaways. We got, some games. We got a lot of stuff that's going to be happening at the virtual launch party. And you're going to be able to purchase the book. Like, we got a lot of stuff going on. So we are just excited to see, to be able to take, what God downloaded and then to see it manifest, right? To put in the work, because it wasn't easy, right? Sometimes we might have had writer's block, whatever, right? But just relying on the Holy Spirit, to help us throughout the entire process, our photo shoots, we just had a blast doing this project, right? Doing this masterpiece, as Shimona Wembley calls it. And so we just cannot wait till you all get it, right? And so you want to definitely don't just get one for yourself. Bless somebody else.
Exactly.
Right. Bless somebody else. Buy a couple and bless somebody else, because that's really what it's all about. Loving on other people, right? Sharing God's word with other people. As believers, we easy to share the word with one another and to buy stuff for ourselves, but let's, step up and buy something and bless somebody else. And so as we get ready to, we've been on here a good little while. I'm loving it. And y'all was all nervous. They was all nervous and carrying on, honey. They not nervous anymore. They sharing. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So as we begin to wrap up, we're just going to see, are there any final thoughts you ladies want to leave? Anything you want to, just final leave with everyone? Anything about the devotion or anything that you have maybe going on that you want to share? Anything that you want to leave with our audience today, this evening, I should say. Anything?
Anybody gonna go first?
You can go first.
You can go, Miss Deborah Cleveland.
So I'm gonna leave with you all, and I shared this with my son on last night. He was actually one of the nominees for I think it was alumni, something with Talladega, and I was like, so proud of him. And I just want to decree and declare on everybody that's listening that the more we know, the more we can grow. The more we do, the more we can have. The more we have, the more we can share. The more we teach, the more we empower. The more we love, the more we help transform this world the way the Lord expects us to do.
Yes. Let me get out some love, some hearts. Y'all drop some hearts in the chat. I'm on the Facebook on my phone looking. Y'all better drop some hearts.
I would like to share with everyone,
Love that. All right now. Okay, Miss Yvonne, you want to leave any final thoughts, any final words with
I do. Sometimes you just never know how God is going to use you. We have to be willing vessels and to do His work. And so again, I'm just so thankful to be a part of this project. I never expected that I would be, but I know that this is of God. So,
amen.
Have it all.
That's the name of the show. You can have it all. Jay, any final thoughts?
I just want to say to the people, if you're up at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and you just lay in the bed, get on the call. Because I was one of those people. I used to just lay in the bed, so I'm up, but I just won't get on. But now that I started getting on, only when I'm not talking, I can see my spiritual growth. Like, I can learn from other people. And it's really inspiring when I do talk on the call, and there's like older people, they're like, you really inspired me. Like, that was a good testimony. Like, it's actually like really just encouraging for me. And I'm asking my mom, when can I go? Like, she be booked and busy. I gotta wait 2 weeks to go. Like, now, before I would never ask my mom, can I talk on the call at 6 o'clock in the morning? But now I'm like eager. I want to get on. I want to talk. I want to pray over everyone. So I'm just glad that this call is making me really sit down, read my Bible, because now I have to have a message and then write down what I want to talk about. But I can't do that without reading. So that kind of just pushes me to open my word and just dive deeper into my word. And honestly, like I said, if you up at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, get on it. I'm telling you, you're gonna want to keep getting on every time. So
Drop
that's
Yeah.
all I have for the
Leslie, the phone number.
Oh, the phone
Code.
number.
yeah,
Y'all
we
know I
gonna
don't
have
know the
that
phone
in
number.
there.
Y'all know I don't know the phone number by heart.
So she
Somebody
gonna post
drop it.
it up.
Somebody drop it in the chat for me. I have somebody on Facebook drop it in the chat. I see a couple people who are on Rise Pray and Slay faithfully. They're watching us, so they can drop the number in the chat. But it's Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will post up the flyer on my stories tomorrow morning or either tonight. But we would love for you, to just jump in, check us out, become a part of our family, of our movement. We know it will bless your life. And so until next time on another edition of You Can Have It All. Why? Because you can have the life that God has destined you to have. You don't have to settle. You don't have to become complacent, right? You can truly live the life that God has desired and designed and destined you to live. It's just up to you. All right. And so until next time, love y'all, mean it. Deuces, ladies, say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.